today that there's possibly a credible informant, and the internet sleuths like myself are kind of going crazy wondering if police was able to get a tip from someone who possibly knew Brian Kohberger. In other words, did somebody who knew Brian Kohberger turn him in? That's what's being reported today. Again, breaking news in one way in this case.
What's up, guys? It's your man, True Crime King. Hope you all are doing well today. So apparently we have some breaking news, right? Someone that knew Brian Kohberger might have turned him in. So we're going to watch. It's my first time seeing this too. And let's see what he's got to say. Hit that like and subscribe button. And here we go.
So I'm going to share the article with you guys. It says the Idaho murder suspect Brian Kohberger's defense counsel reportedly received police reports and dossiers that were in possession of the state. So the state took a group of files that they had, and they had to turn it over to the defense team, and the defense team's looking at it, and they're looking at dossiers, they're looking at memos, and they're looking at information that might reveal that there was actually, and it's going to be interesting for them to process through it, but actually an informant that turned Brian Kohberger in. Now, he's the 28-year-old criminology student.
I wouldn't doubt that at all, you know. You can't trust anybody, really, especially if you're not really friends with them, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if I knew somebody that killed somebody, I would turn them in. No doubt about it. Well, you know, so.
Accused of stabbing to death 4 University of Idaho victims, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Kaylee Gonsalves, and Madison Mogan. After weeks of investigation, police narrowed down their hunt to Kohberger as the primary suspect of the shocking quadruple murder in 2022 and last year, which is crazy, we're all the way in 2023, but they arrested him in his parents' home. So among those disclosures provided by the state, there was 995 pages of documents. Now, we got to read 18 of them at first, and then they released, another 30 of them. So we've seen 50 pages of the documents, and they have 995 pages of documents. They have a video audio file, and they have about 2,000 photographs. And I think that this is really interesting, and it's catching the attention because there's the mention of potential informants in some of those documents.
Yeah, and if this is true, you know, there's a lot of you out there that still believe Kohberger's innocent. You know, well, technically he still is innocent until proven guilty, right? But, you know, I don't have to wait until the court makes its determination to have my opinion, right? So, you know, I already think he's guilty. So this is just going to put even more evidence behind that. I know, you know, there's people that, you know, that like Isabel and a couple other of my subscribers, you know, and that's perfectly legitimate to think that you can have your opinion. I have mine. But, yeah, this is some damning news if it's true, right? I want to see if he says who the source is.
Obviously, the identity of that potential informant hasn't been revealed. Asking the court to deny some of the defendant's requests for discovery, including the identity of potential informants, according to prosecuting attorney William Johnson, he said, to the extent that information exists regarding an informant who is not going to be produced as a witness, includes recordings or written statements of an informant, or that identity of an informant, such information is not subject to disclosure, and the state asserts information privilege. And so the state's holding on to this information and saying, yeah, we had an informant, but we're not going to tell you who it is.
Yeah, I mean, if they told everybody who it is, everybody would try and flock to him for a story. I mean, there'd be all kinds of drama going on. So, yeah, I can understand definitely keeping his identity a secret, at least till, you know, the trial's over, or he has to speak at the trial, right? But I think he just said that they're going to just use recordings and shit.
And it seems to be a credible informant, and it's curious language that's being used. And as you might imagine, people on Twitter are kind of going crazy over this. I'll show you guys some of those tweets. Chief Inspector said it could be explained that he may be getting set up by his accomplices who left the sheath which he had obviously opened the clasp of the handle.
And yeah, that's another point. He could have had an accomplice or more than one accomplice, right? And they're still out there. We don't know that yet, and maybe the cops don't even know that yet, right? Oh, this case is definitely not over by a long shot.
At some point, the discovery response by the prosecutor shows that there is an informant, and that Brian Kohberger can't figure out who the informant is, meaning that there's multiple individuals who could be the informant.
Damn, so that means Brian probably told more than one person about what he did, or more than one person knew about what he did, and he doesn't know which of them is snitching.
Realistically, everyone could be an informant. And so you guys can read through some of this court document.
Well, not everybody. I mean, you have to have the information in order to be an informant, right? So not everybody could be an informant. I couldn't be an informant because I know nothing about the case, right? So it has to be somebody that either knows that beforehand, or helped Brian do it, or Brian told, right?
Documentation.
Could be his dad, right? They could have been on the way back from Idaho, and Brian could have fucking told his dad everything, and his dad snitched on him, right? What do you guys think? Who do you think the informant is? If you have any ideas, let me hear them.
Right here, Exhibit A, in addition, with regard to material or information which may be exculpatory, as used or interpreted, the state requested the defendant inform the state in writing of the defense which will be asserted in this case, so counsel for the state can determine if any additional information may be material to the defense, to the extent that information exists regarding an informant who is not going to be produced as a witness. Such information is not subject to disclosure. Joseph, over on Twitter, says, facts, including discovery response by the prosecutor, show that the Idaho homicides is the work of many, and those at the crime scene as roommates, those close to Brian Kohberger, as his WSU and DeSales professors. So that's a shocking piece of information, in my opinion, and it brings to light the continued conversation around the idea, and I think it's an important conversation to continue to have. I know it's debated. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the topic.
Yeah. So, put your comments down, what you think about this. Hit that like button, and I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, True Crime King, out.